Hello and welcome to the Infinity Bros podcast, the only podcast that's perfectly balanced, as all things should be. My name is Isaac Edlin. I'm your host tonight, and I have one other very good friend in Infinity Bro with me. It's Mark Jones, the carrot distributor and the tinfoil hat distributor of the Infinity Bros universe. Welcome, Mark. How you doing, man?
Doing good. I don't know if I really can be a carrot or a tinfoil hat distributor anymore. It's pretty much all that's come true.
the past 6 months, there have been more conspiracies coming true that Mark has told us about years in advance than we can really fathom. Yeah,
I just go back to sitting when all this when I first started getting into just the stories of all this stuff. It's 2018, 2019 when I was still in Fargo, working at Archway or for Microsoft. And just telling you guys, oh gosh, there's some crazy stuff. Here's an island where they're
and
doing
we'd just
bad
be
stuff.
Laughing it up, oh Mark, silly Mark,
silly you. And then fast forward year later, where it's oh okay, well it's
we're
still
hearing
rumor.
Literally the same exact stuff that you told us.
And then this year, it's here's all the stuff that dropped that some of it was actually on Reddit at 1.4 years ago, and everyone said it was just fabricated lies. And I'm just how about that?
Interesting.
Which means to me, when you really dig deep into it, is now I'm going to spread some carrots, as I said I wasn't going to.
Oh boy, here we go. That's
interesting,
what you're here for, Mark.
When that stuff was dropped on Reddit a few years ago, and not all of it, just a few of it, which means someone that worked for whoever had that knowledge dropped it the way they thought they would drop it, and then our government or some agency had to go and smear that it's all fake, and that person probably got taken out
for sure. Yeah, if I mean Epstein and big names were getting taken out back then, I mean no name people that leaked stuff for sure were getting taken out. Wild stuff.
And we also in real stuff our own federal legislative voting to not pass their own basic version of their files not being turned over for sexual assault and stuff like that. So we got 367 people, congressmen or women that don't want to also be implicated in their own wrongdoings. So that's where we live in.
I said this in our group chat, but if you had told me 10 years ago the stuff that is going on right now, I would have thought that it was hilarious satire. I can't believe that all this is happening and it's real life. It's so wild. Great stuff. If you've never listened to the Infinity Bros, we normally are not a conspiracy podcast.
Great news, Mark. Let's move on.
We normally talk about pop culture, film, TV, video games, kind of whatever we're dabbling in. And we've got a few things to talk about today. But we are a rotating cast of 5 guys that just talk about the stuff that we enjoy. So 5 guys.
Okay.
So it's we're glad to have you here, and we hope you stick around to listen to our review of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms that we're going to be having later on. But we've got a few things on the docket. The first thing we've got is our preview portal, which is our trailer review segment.
Before we go into preview portal, because of the 5 guys little thing, you saw the McDonald's CEO eating his burger or taking a big bite.
Yes.
And then not only that just being complete BS, the fallout of every other big CEO, mashing their food, where it's just
absolutely destroying it.
To me,
that was such a weird video. It almost seemed like AI because
Well, and to me, if you're CEO of a thing, you better be eating that whole effing burger.
Yeah, you better be.
You take all this bite, it just goes into the conspiracy theory back into I'm going to give you more tinfoil hats that McDonald's hamburgers have, and which has been, I think, recently some of you listeners have heard allegations that it has human meat in it. So take that for what you want.
Yep, there you go. I mean, at this point, we're turning into a conspiracy podcast. So
everything's Soylent Green. There you go.
We're gonna have to come up with a segment that we can talk about this stuff with. So
Soylent Green.
So, anyways, we're going to be talking about A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. And we've got another segment at the end of our podcast called
1 minute pitches of stuff.
Minute to pitch it. So Zane and I came up with that segment last year when we were talking a lot of Star Wars, and we kind of did a bunch of those segments of coming up with different pitches in the Star Wars universe. But we're going to have that about Game of Thrones at the end. So we'll stay tuned for that, and it's gonna be a fun episode. So you ready to dive in here, Mark?
Yeah, let's dive in. Let's get in it.
All right, let's start it off with our preview portal. I can hear it. The portal's here. Portal Master, where is it?
It's right there.
Prepare to enter the preview portal on the Infinity Bros podcast.
Let's dive in.
Two very big trailers just came out in the past couple days.
Huge.
We've got the Lanterns trailer, and then just today we got The Boys Season 5 trailer. So let's talk about Lanterns first, because that has been a highly anticipated drop. I mean, obviously, as a pop culture / superhero themed podcast, we're very interested in that. And you, Mark, and Infinity Brew Robbie are both DC guys. So as we've had a little bit of a vested interest in that show. But they finally got the full trailer. We've had like little sneak peeks and very small like teaser clips and stuff like that. But we got a full trailer now. Overall, what did you think of the trailer, and what are your thoughts on Lanterns coming up in August, I believe?
It's got me intrigued, and I've been on this hill where it's like, if you're going to give me a modern Lanterns, better have it me a John Stewart. I could give two S's about Hal Jordan. So I'm really liking that the vibe is Hal Jordan's like a hardened, like, I've been doing this too long, get me out of the game type of like situation. And I'm very curious because like the trailer gets us to a town. So it's like, what happened to this town that the Lanterns are involved? Or is it something like it's Hal Jordan's hometown? So like that's why they're there. Hopefully it's not that. Hopefully it's something more, galaxy oriented. And just very much like also clearly like has the Lantern Corps been like, hey, we need another lantern in this sector. So you go pick one. Or is John Stewart going to take over? Because it kind of, I don't know if you really noticed that, where it's like, did Hal have a ring and he was giving John Stewart the ring? So like, is like that the series is him passing the ring? Or but there is a universe
seemed like it, yeah.
There's stories where like they all have rings, because I mean we still have
Guy Gardner
in this universe. So like very realistically, all our lantern iterations could exist at once on Earth.
Yeah. Speaking of Guy Gardner, I mean he's supposed to be in this series. We didn't see him in the trailer, but they make a comment that was very interesting when Hal Jordan is talking to John Stewart and they're driving the car. He says something about, I'm the only human lantern and like among all the aliens. And I heard that and I was like, does he not know about Guy Gardner? Or like what's the story behind that?
Unless this is a story being told before that Superman.
Yeah, right. Maybe this is like a prequel to like the Justice Gang or whatever, I don't know. Who knows?
But would still mean that I would imagine, either this is a prequel to this and it gets him off world, so he has to. Okay, yeah. So Guy Gardner, I was trying to see like, is there anything where he's not from Earth? But it doesn't look like it.
I'm pretty sure he's from Earth.
So like, did they have to like keep a lantern in the sector? So like, that's why Guy Gardner became. But his ring is totally different than the one we see in the trailer. So that goes back to like, the lantern can be. You can have multiple lanterns. Obviously, we know that. It's not like there's only one.
Well, yeah, lantern. And I mean, it's like that in the comics, when we've got, all these guys that have lantern rings and there's supposed to be only one per sector or whatever, it just seems like a little lopsided, but
rules are meant to be bend and broken. Unless you're Uncle Ben, then you just die and stay dead.
That's the one constant rule in superhero fandom, is that Uncle Ben stays dead. So
don't bring him back to life.
No, not at all. But yeah, it's a lot of interesting stuff. There was a shot of Hal Jordan's Green Lantern suit, which looked very interesting. It's kind of like brown with like, obviously it's got the lantern symbol in the middle and it's got like green stuff on it, but it looked very, maybe it was just like old dirty and beat up, but it looked dirty or just brown. So
I wonder if that was the whole purpose of that, showing that shot, is that he's been doing this for a while, and it's like, and it was hung up on a hanger, so it's like, is that foreshadowing that he's hanging it up?
That's another thing too, is like, I guess I always imagined Green Lanterns like constructing their own suits. Like I never thought that they'd have
their best
get in their own
to do a Ryan Reynolds like flame on suit. So
yeah, that's probably true. Try to distance themselves as much as possible from that movie.
Which then essentially means like because I get what you're saying. Like it would make sense, or like why do I have to wear the suit to have the ring? Because it's like I could just wear like khakis and a polo and I can be great.
Well, I mean, later in that trailer, like Hal Jordan flies in his like civilian.
So I just wonder if like that's a uniform or so. Like that's where they're going to go into the whole policing. Like this is the Green Lantern uniform. They were given this uniform as like a symbol of like, hey, we're the Galactic Police, basically.
So speaking of the Green Lantern being the Galactic Police, this is shaping up to be a Earth story. And it kind of seems like it's a buddy cop, like they're investigating a mystery type show set on Earth. So I'm really wondering where obviously what we've seen, it is kind of a passing the torch story, Hal Jordan to John Stewart, I would hope. But where does the cosmic side of this come in? Because that's kind of part of the fun of Lanterns and Green Lanterns is the space stuff, right?
Right. And that's where I'm saying, like, whatever is getting them to this town has to be something cosmic or otherworldly. Like, why? Like, if you're going to give me that will be the downfall. If you give me a Lantern, like, buddy cop story, and the premise is them doing an earthly investigation, seems a little silly to me.
Right.
Like, why would they be wasting their time with this? Because then they should have shown up when Earth was splitting in two in Superman.
So there's so many iterations of that argument too. Like, I mean, I know we've been talking to death Daredevil Born Again when, New York City literally loses all its power and Fisk becomes mayor and stuff, and no other superheroes are there.
So
just no.
That to me just screams we didn't have money to get the other characters. Going back to that, because like you're right.
Yeah.
Like yes, in that scene, it should have been Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, the Iron Fist, Punisher, Spider-Man. You could just throw in Doctor Strange. Why is Doctor Strange not doing anything? The whole city of New York. Throw out any other people from New York.
Like
Spider-Man.
half of the heroes in Marvel because they're all from New York. Yeah. Wow.
Like Captain America should be showing up. Be like, what the heck is going on? Sam Wilson, or the headquarters of the Thunderbolts.
Yeah. Right.
But I mean, granted, that's before Thunderbolts, but
and this is like obviously the DC, universe, James Gunn's DC universe is pretty new. So like we don't have a lot of the IP that will be in his universe yet, but it still is interesting that like a cosmic police force and one, obviously Hal Jordan, it seems like according to this trailer, like he's been a Green Lantern for a long time. Why has he not been involved in this whole time? Maybe that points to that this is like a prequel to the DCU, though. I mean, possibly
that would make sense. That to me, that would make sense. That because why don't they show for why is Guy Gardner the Green Lantern that is there? Yeah, to me that means like, hey, these guys, something bigger is going on, which then might tie in to his whole web of things. That hey, they're going off fighting some galactic thing, and that's Dark Side or something like that. Right, that would really bring him out there.
Yeah. At any rate, though, Lanterns looks great. The casting looks fantastic. I mean, we're all in either way. So what would you rate your hype level for Lanterns right now?
I've really grown to like not overhype stuff. So like my hype is like a medium, like a 3 out of 6. Ooh, I would say the trailer to me was a good 5.5 out of 6. I thought it really got me like, okay, I want to see this. But my expectations and hype is just like medium, just because I want to be like, hey, what other superheroes are going to show up, and like expect some other galactic superhero to be involved somehow.
Yeah, it's hard not to fall into that trap when you're talking about DC, who has so many good comic book characters that they can adapt,
and they have ownership of all of them.
Yeah. True.
So James Gunn could be like, all right, just cast some, B-list actor and we'll have him be Condiment King or something like that. Like,
yeah, that'd be fantastic. I love it.
I just want, I'll I said all I said about expectations. I would like a Batman reference in this movie. I don't have to see Batman. I just want a reference to him. Or even Bruce Wayne. I'll take Bruce Wayne.
I think that's the fun part of like the MCU as well. Like them just throwing a small reference here and there. Like I love that. I need that interconnectivity,
It
especially
doesn't have to
if
be that.
you're.
It could be just Wayne Enterprises on a truck going into
Yeah,
town, and like,
right.
okay, why
Mhm.
is Wayne Enterprises also involved? Which then might hype people up, be like, well, Batman and Bruce Wayne's got to show up eventually if Wayne Enterprises is here. But
Yeah. So according to IMDb's cast, Nathan
yeah,
Fillion shows up in 8 episodes as Guy Gardner. So he's like going to be a major character in this.
okay, here you go. Now I'm gonna go into weeds. What if the story's being told by Guy Gardner to like the
Oh my
Justice Gang?
gosh, that would be hilarious.
Like
I would
that's
love
why he's
that.
in all 8 episodes, because he's like the
Because he's the
storyteller.
narrator.
Yeah, the
Oh
narrator.
my gosh, that would be fun. Anything Nathan Fillion does, I'm all in on. Like that guy's a national treasure.
I'm just surprised he wasn't the one originally cast for Hal Jordan.
Like he seems like a spot on casting for Hal Jordan, but I love that they kind of twisted things up a little bit, and he was hilarious in Superman as Guy Gardner. So
He's great.
Yeah, I mean he's just a solid actor overall. I think you'd probably do well in whatever role they cast him in. But
He'd probably
Guy
be
Gardner
good
was
as John Stewart, Green Lantern.
yeah. Maybe he would be okay as that as well. But yeah, then we got Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan, Aaron Pierre as John Stewart. Looks like it's shaping up to be pretty sweet, so I'm excited as well. For those of you who haven't listened to the Infinity Bros before, we do have a special rating system that Mark just referenced.
Here on the Infinity Bros podcast, everything is ranked from a 0 to 6 point scale. 0 meaning horrible, and 6 meaning absolutely excellent. If all of the Infinity Bros rank something a 6, it gets an Infinity Step.
So if you hear us say that it is on a point scale, that's how we rate things here on the Infinity Bros podcast. Just to rile people up. Everybody's like, why do you rate things out of 6? And we're like, because we can. Because we're cool like that. So
Because we're different.
Because we're different and cool. Yeah. But Lanterns looks great. Next thing we've got The Boys Season 5 trailer. Just dropped today, March 5th. And this is the final season of The Boys. So this has got to be, I mean, I feel like a lot of people have kind of moved on from The Boys. It was like very cool and new and innovative the first like 2-3 seasons. And then I felt almost like a cultural shift. I feel like a lot of people kind of have dropped off of it, but
I feel like it's because they started
so
making fun of the other side. Because like for the first few seasons, they were making making fun of one side politically, and then they flipped it, and then people,
that's true, yeah.
Which is like that's whole. I felt like that was their whole like.
Right, that's the whole
thing.
Point of the show is to make it's
a social
satire in itself, But a lot of things happening in the trailer. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we got Homelander back. And one of the biggest things is, I think one of the final shots in the trailer is him sitting in the Oval Office, like his legs up on the desk. That was like, oh no. Here we go. This is going to be a wild season.
I just imagine that has to be like a movie set. Like it's not actually.
Yeah, that could be.
However, I know I just said I don't want to have expectations, but I do wish that this is you know me. I love this aspect that would be so bold. Homelander just wins. It's just he annihilates everyone. Everyone just follows the line.
It would be bold. You're right.
Yeah, just like nope. There's no happy ending here. Homelander gets that thing to become immortal. Now he's your.
The moral of the story is superheroes suck. Yeah. So I guess superheroes win. Homelander wins, but and then we have Soldier Boy coming back as well.
This is some weird incest thing. I just like. Oh, their back and forth is going to be great.
It's going to be great. Yeah, now that they're like semi on the same side, obviously I think Soldier Boy kind of has his own agenda in anything, but Homelander bringing him back and like having him on his team, there's going to be some funny moments with that. I'm very excited about that.
Do you think they bring back I know we kind of got the perception that she was dead, but why am I blanking? Starlighter?
Newman. Oh no, Starlighter. She's alive.
No, not Starlighter. No, that's Starlight. What's the lady who was like the Nazi?
Oh, Stormface or Stormfront or something like that.
There you go. Her.
Stormfront. Yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah, I don't know. That would be wild. That would be wild if she came back.
Hybrid or something.
Right.
I don't know if
Because
she's
I mean, they were
asking
hyping up
for
that storyline, and then it didn't die with that season, but like I feel like it's still kind of trending in that direction.
that. Mhm.
So I feel like that's not impossible that she comes back. I
Well,
think it's
it's a
possible.
superhero show. Nothing's impossible.
Right,
There's no
yeah.
Uncle Ben in the
In this
boys.
universe, yeah. Oh man. So yeah, that drops Wednesday, April 8th. So that's coming up quick. There's so much good TV
Oh,
this
and
year.
Invincible comes out in 2 weeks. So
Yeah, Invincible. That's 2 weeks already. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Super
Man,
great.
there's so much good
2026,
TV this year.
if we calendared all the drops or new stuff or new
Right.
seasons, so much is happening in 2026. It's insane.
Yeah. I might have to make a graphic for that because there is a lot of good stuff and movies too, honestly. Like I feel
Yeah.
like the last couple of years have been like, there's always good movies coming out, but there is a lot of bangers this year and a bunch of superhero bangers too, which I feel like the last couple of years have been light on. So we've got Doomsday, obviously, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Supergirl. I mean, then you got Dune 3, you got all your blockbuster, movies
got
that
the
are
Odyssey,
coming.
the Christian
The
Nolan.
Odyssey, yeah. Like there's gonna be a lot of good stuff this year. I'm really excited to. I haven't been to the movie theater for like an adult movie for a long time, so maybe this is gonna be the year.
Come out this year too.
Does it for real? If
I
that's
don't know.
the case, I have no. That's wild. I didn't know that was a thing.
Might be a first movie to bring my daughter to.
There you go.
This year.
My kids love going to the movie theater. Although I took all the kids to Goat last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And my 3-year-old still is not quite ready for the movie theater. Like it depends on the movie. Some movies she can sit for, but if it's a movie that she's not really interested in, she is all over the place during the movie theater. Like almost makes it a not very enjoyable experience for me because I'm just wrangling her the whole time instead of like enjoying the movie. But the older two love movies, so that's fun to like. Movie theater is one of our favorite like date days or nights to go to with the kids because they love it.
Hopefully my children like it when we start going to movies. So other movies coming out that are big would be the Michael Jackson movie.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hail Mary's supposed to be a big blockbuster one.
Yep, that one's coming soon. Yep.
Toy Story 5 comes out.
Oh wow, yeah.
Disclosure Day, which is that movie that was in the Super Bowl trailer or during the Super Bowl, where it's the disclosure, we're gonna tell you there's aliens coming. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Masters of the Universe is another one.
Oh yep, we talked about that.
I know we make fun of Jared Leto, but I just feel like he's a CGI body as Skeletor.
Yeah.
Like, and he's probably gonna have a crazy Skeletor voice.
You're right. That's my question: is what is he gonna sound like? Because
if he sounds anything like the cartoon, I don't know how people can be mad. Even though
I don't know how we're gonna handle that as a society.
The Mortal Kombat 2 movie looks pretty legit, so I'm all about that. For those who like The Devil Wears Prada 2 comes out, so there'll be a date night for Isaac and Holly.
Yeah, right. That's a wild one. What is it? 20 years later.
The Werewolf comes out this year. Werewolf. I'm just werewolf. That was me poking fun at how you.
Yep.
Mario Galaxy.
Oh yeah, Mario.
That's
that's another good one. Mm-hmm.
Another big one, and that's all I got. Oh, The Mummy. That's another one that comes out this year, and I don't remember if that. Oh, and another Hunger Games.
Oh, another Hunger Games.
And the Coyote, the Warner Brothers Coyote movie.
Oh yeah, that's finally coming out.
That they said they were gonna, write off for tax purposes, which means Batgirl still has a chance to make it.
Right. Well, now that Paramount is apparently buying WB, that maybe can come to light somewhere. I don't know.
Did you hear? There's been rumors that James Gunn sees the writing on the wall if that goes through, that he might be out.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be so bizarre if that goes down and James Gunn is just like checking out.
If we're in a world where James Gunn goes back to he takes over for Feige and the Snyderverse comes back in, we get this.
Well, even if James Gunn is out, there's zero chance the Snyderverse comes back. Like those people are crazy. There's no way that could happen.
Never say never.
I guess you can't say never. But all right, I've got a list of the TV shows that are coming out this year.
Hit it.
The Pit season 2, that's already going on. Scrubs reboot just started again. I didn't know that was a thing until like a month ago. But I watched the first couple episodes and it's awesome.
Kelly and I we started watching again because we just finished up Just Shoot Me. We went back to we started watching Scrubs. We haven't watched it together before because of the reboot coming.
Yep.
So,
A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which is already completed. House of the Dragon season 3 is coming out this year. Bridgerton season 4. Big things for guys in the Infinity Bros podcast, obviously. Your Lanterns, obviously. Lanterns is coming in the summer. I think
there's going to be another season of Thursday Night Football. Is Collinsworth coming back
so, yes.
For Sunday Night Football as well?
I would assume so. Invincible, as Mark stated earlier. Beef season 2. I don't know if you caught Beef the first season. It's a Netflix show. It's a wild show.
Oh, you know what else just came out today?
What?
Ted season 2. Oh, that's another show. If you haven't watched the first
season
season,
2.
Yeah, it's been like 2 years since the first one came out. I was living in Benson when that one came out. If you haven't seen Ted season 1, I recommend anyone listening to go watch it. I found it grossly hilarious. It's fantastic. So,
Spider Noir, obviously that's gonna be a big one for me.
Is that
personally?
Not going to be a movie. It's a TV show.
It's a TV show. Did you not know it was a TV show this whole time?
I thought it was just gonna be an Amazon movie.
No, it's a series. It's an Amazon series.
All right.
I believe 8 episodes, if I remember correctly. I would assume that it's just gonna be a limited series, like one-time thing. Like unless it's so good that they like renew it again. But how much time does Nicolas Cage have in his acting career left?
I don't know.
That's the
probably
question.
Anything superhero related he'll do. Doesn't matter if he can't walk or not.
It doesn't matter if he can walk or not. I mean, he's only
like 66.
I say only. He's like 65. Yeah, 66, something like that. So like he'll be a guy that acts until he dies. Like for sure. Like he's not gonna stop acting at any point, I doubt. Malcolm in the Middle reboot coming back. Ahsoka season 2.
Can't wait.
That's coming at the end of the year.
The other movie we forgot, Mandalorian Grogu.
Oh yeah, that's coming soon too. That's coming in May. Crazy.
Gonna be May.
There's a Blade Runner 2099 show coming out this year.
Another Blade Runner. Okay.
Yeah, another
show.
One.
You say? Is it animated or?
Looks like it's live action.
Okay.
Limited series.
How about that?
Yeah, how about that? That's all I've got listed on this one. But I mean, there's a ton of good stuff coming out this year.
Isn't there another For All Mankind coming out?
Oh, For All Mankind and From season 5 or 4? Is it 4 now? Yeah, 4.
That's
season 4.
I did not watch last season of For All Mankind, so I got to catch up on that.
Ooh, and one that I've been watching is Shrinking, that is currently going.
I've heard
on
that one's good. You and our mutual friend Joey.
It's not like below your mind good, but Harrison Ford is fantastic in it. It's worth watching if you like Harrison Ford. Like he's so good. So yeah, a lot of good TV and movies coming out this year. Lanterns and what was the other one that we just?
Do we have any other DC shows coming out?
DC shows? Not that I know of. Oh, Clayface. That's another movie that is potentially coming out this year. They said end of the year. I don't even know if they have a date for it though, so that potentially could be pushed. I don't know, but
it does say expected September 2026.
September. Wow, that's earlier than I thought. So they must be like done filming then.
And then an animated Blue Beetle series slated for 2026.
Oh, okay. I'm down. That Blue Beetle movie is underrated. I like that movie.
Well, that's another one with Blue Beetle where James Gunn, I think, has said that's like the character is canon and like never really. I don't know if he confirmed like the movie itself is like a prequel to the DC universe, but
interesting.
Oh, we also get X-Men 97 season 2.
Oh, yep. Oh, and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man
and Vision
2?
Quest.
Oh, Vision Quest.
And Daredevil. Daredevil comes out in a few weeks.
Holy crap. See, like, when I was, like, looking at the list, I was like, this doesn't seem like that many. But now that all of these shows are coming to our minds, I'm like, holy crap, there is
and Daredevil's the only one that has a scheduled release date. The other ones that we said do not, but are slated to come out sometime in 2026. Okay.
I'm down. It's going to be a good year. Content overload this year. Not a bad thing for us.
Got to get all the content out until the aliens come.
Made you some content. Daddy made you your favorite open wide. All right. Flipping direction here. We kind of got off track a little bit there. Shockingly. I know you're very used to us staying on target 100% of the time, but
to me or the audience?
No, I'm talking to the listeners. Okay. But you too. I mean, you're also used to it. So we're going to talk about A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, set in the Game of Thrones universe, adapted from George R.R. Martin's Tales of Dunk and Egg novellas. Mm-hmm. Sir Duncan Dunk the Tall, a hedge knight, and his squire Aegon Egg Targaryen go on an adventure. So debuted January 18th and is 6 episodes. So it is all currently on HBO Max. Mm-hmm. And the episodes run like 50 minutes to an hour. And
not even. It's like 30 minutes to 50 minutes.
No way.
Some of those episodes aren't long.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. It does say 30 to 42 minutes on here. I thought for sure they were longer. Maybe because they were just so good.
They're so good. Yeah,
that's a good thing.
And what's funny is
right?
Like your description of it. It's like, well, really, what we got, really, what the season is a prequel to their adventures.
Right. So this is set, according to the novellas that George R. R. Martin wrote. Mm-hmm. This is set like 90 years before The Tale of Fire and Ice, or like the Game of Thrones.
I think they said
main show.
Where I've read, it's like this show is 97 years. Because like the novella is like he's older. Aegon's older. So
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, there's a little bit of background on it, but Mark, gonna give a 60-second non-spoiler review. What did you think of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms?
I hate non-spoiler reviews. I hate them so much.
I know you do. It's a challenge for you.
Not. So if you're a fan of Game of Thrones and you've always wanted a series that's Game of Thrones adjacent that follows basically just one character the whole time, this is the show for you. And it's great. And it's only, like we talked about, very not in so distant past of the Game of Thrones universe, or like our main Game of Thrones series. And, we got, one of the, I think in the trailer, they showed the King Joffrey, like, I think it's like, four pages for this night, and it's him, that hedge knight. Mm-hmm. So it's like, clearly he has some tales to tell. So it'll be really interesting the next few seasons that they give us, what those entail, because if you know your lore and history of the Game of Thrones, there's a lot of stuff that happens with this, like basically line and what happens to Aegon. And I think, and overall, they tell a great story. This is some riveting, action-packed stuff. So
I sense some disdain in your non-spoiler review for House of the Dragon.
Yeah, House of the Dragon. It's not different then. It's like we're going to 5,000 years before, but hang on, we're giving you more than like 3 dragons. We got a ton of dragons for you.
Just like a buttload of dragons.
Buttload of dragons. And know what? More incest. We know how you guys like incest.
Also,
if you're like,
I know if you really like that part of Game of Thrones, incest, you're gonna like this show.
This show's for you, but what they won't pull back, full frontal male nudity. They will not.
That's true.
You're gonna get some of that in this series.
I agree, though. I thought this show was fantastic, and it kind of surprised me a little bit at how good it was, because I think I was conditioned after the first or the last few seasons of Game of Thrones, and then the 2 seasons of House of the Dragon that we got, to kind of just accept that this is where we're at with Game of Thrones now. But this was like it felt like old Game of Thrones, like those first 6 seasons or whatever, where they just were so intense and so original. Man, it just felt good. It felt good to be back in this universe again. I really, really liked it, way more than I thought I was going to. So I'm very excited about the rest of the show, and hopefully we'll get plenty of seasons to tell more tales of Dunk and Egg. So now we can dive into spoilers. Here is your official spoiler warning for A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
This is...
Prepare yourself.
An Infinity Bros.
Prepare yourself.
Spoiler. Warning.
All right, Mark, what's the first thing you want to spoil? Like, what's that thing you want to get off your chest?
Does Duncan, the one thing I don't know if I missed it per se, but did he ever get knighted by Penny?
They keep that very ambiguous, and I
It
think
very
they do
much
that on
seems like,
purpose.
yeah,
Right.
where it's like, did he? But like, we don't really see like the point of where he like,
Right.
maybe that happens to him dying, where it's like, did Sir
Yeah.
Duncan just be like, I'm just going to go to this thing and say I got knighted, and then just hopefully that works.
See, right away, I thought no chance he got knighted, and then they keep it in the dark the whole show, and it kind of made me second guess. And then the last episode again, when they show him interacting with, when they go back to him and Sir Arlen in that like last episode, that made me think again, no, he didn't get knighted. I do love that they didn't actually tell you
Right.
if he got knighted or not. That was kind of awesome.
Well, now he's, so in reality he might not still technically be a knight, but I guess throughout the someone did make a claim for him, so
right. Well, and somebody, I think it actually might be sort of good mutual friends, the Geek Freaks. They're big Game of Thrones fans, and they were kind of breaking this down, but I think I saw a clip from them that in the fourth episode, it was like right before they started the trial of the Seven, and they're about to knight his buddy, like the squire from that other house or whatever. When they're about to knight him, Duncan is gonna knight him, but then he like walks away to like, does he like rouse the spectators after that to see who else will fight for them?
Right.
And some people were saying that like maybe he didn't know the words to knight somebody because he actually didn't get knighted, and that's why he like left it up to the Baratheon guy to knight him. So I was like, interesting. Okay, that's kind of a cool theory. And obviously he was learned enough to hold himself in combat and stuff like that, but like with how rural and like kind of uneducated he was, it wouldn't surprise me if he had never heard, the words or the stuff that he was supposed to say to knight somebody.
Right.
So yeah, it was an interesting theory.
Or in that same thought, like, the same thing where it's like he didn't want, maybe he did know the words, but didn't want to knight him because it wouldn't have really, in his mind, would have counted.
Right.
So
yeah, maybe would make him feel like it was, ineffectual knighting or whatever. Yeah. I love that they had, it reminded me the old days of Game of Thrones. That's Trial of Seven, because you had all the houses and their sick armor, like the Targaryens and like the dragon armor, and they're just like jousting and beating the crap out of each other. It's just brutal, just absolutely brutal,
unnecessary violence to a point. It's like this is like when they did this in medieval times, this is what it was. It was just brutality turned
for real.
to 11. Like they
do a really good job of capturing that like aura of actual medieval, combat or whatever. Just it's brutal to watch, but man, it is so fun and intense to see all that stuff. Because like I think back to the big battles in Game of Thrones, and like the Battle of the Bastards is the one that comes to mind for me, where that's just the most absolutely brutal war episode of like television. Like, just, you don't even think about it, but like all these bodies are going down and dying, right? So the most crazy thing that sticks in my mind is when Jon Snow is like climbing the piles of bodies to like go fight other dudes. Like that was insane to me. I can't believe I'm watching this. This is crazy.
Yeah, and just the Trial of the Seven too, just like where, the catalyst, this is another thing we could go back to him for Duncan being like timid or not really knowing the stuff, like attacking the Targaryen after, he broke that lady's arms or fingers and stuff, where it's like, was he truly not aware of like, that? But then you kind of get, or like the right way to go about things. But then you go, was the last episode, the second to last episode, where we kind of get the flashback to him younger? Where were they supposed to be at on the shore? So they're trying to get out of there. But anyways, where it's like even then he was very timid and just,
that's just like his demeanor
not bold.
and who he
yeah,
is.
so like So I wonder with the future seasons, will he be more brute? Because like,
Right.
yeah, he's a big imposing guy. It's like he doesn't think of himself as a big imposing guy, but he literally is taller than everybody that he's around. Like he's a
Yeah.
big guy. So
Yeah.
that'll be
And
interesting.
this show honestly rides on Peter Claffey, who plays Sir Duncan, and then Dexter Onsell, who plays Egg. Like those two did an incredible job in this series. Like both of them have incredible acting chops, and the the one thing that I think of when I think of Egg is the episode where I think it's there. He's watching the trial of 7 and he just screams, and everybody in the crowd just like gets silent and turns to him. Whew, that gave me goosebumps. There's a couple great moments in there where, I mean, there's real emotion. And for a child actor, that's so good, man. I really hope he gets a lot more opportunities. And I'm assuming he's going to be playing Egg for the next
Right.
couple years for sure.
So that same episode, and knowing that like, hey, there's a story to be told between these two, like years later, like they get old to a point, but like I was so locked in. I was like Duncan's gonna die here. Like, how does he get out of this? Like, that's how
for sure.
good the emotion capturing and just the intensity of that whole scene, where it's just like, okay, how does he get out of this?
Right. Like there's that moment where in every like sports movie or whatever that you're watching the underdog and you're like, they're going to win in the end. Right. But there was a moment there where I legit thought he was going to die. Like I was like, I don't think he's making out of this. Like, what are the last couple episodes about? Because I think he might die here. He makes it through.
He does.
I've never read the novella, so obviously I was not under the
gets the Targaryen
impression that he was gonna live and we were gonna get 7 more seasons of this show.
Right.
But
that's another thing too. Like, I can't imagine this show is too expensive, because it's not like there was a ton of CGI. Like, it's a lot of I just imagine Hollywood and other places have to have just suits of armor at this point. That because I can't imagine the intricate Targaryen armor is actual steel and not like 3D printed, like really good
3D printed or like styrofoam or whatever. Yeah, I mean, it looks sweet. Like they did an incredible job with the practical design.
And we don't need any dragons. No dragons are showing up because there hasn't been dragons in thousands of years.
Okay, let's go back to House of Dragon again, because like I feel where you're coming from with that. Like I like House of Dragons. I think it's good, but if you just took away the dragons from the House of Dragons, it's really not that interesting of a show. Obviously, that's kind of the premise of House of Dragons.
And that's the whole that's what plot device too, is the dragons. Like, which side has more dragons? Hey, we need to get people that can tame the dragons. Let's throw them into the dragon's den, and hopefully some of them tame the dragons. Like that's basically what that.
Well, and that was the draw to get people to watch it too. It was like, oh look, dragons. It's dragons, guys. Cool. Like, let's watch this show. And it is cool. Like the dragons are awesome. I'm not gonna lie. But if you just take the show in and of itself and obviously it's hard to separate it, because that's what the show is about, and that's the premise of the show. But if you took the dragons out of it, I just don't think it has the same impact that this show has. It doesn't have the same impact now, even with the dragons, I think. Right. So I'm still excited for more House of the Dragon.
I'm going to watch Daemon to get control of his mind and to show ultimate brutality for the show. That's what we need.
Oh my gosh. Yep. It's gonna be interesting. I'm like I said, I'm excited for the 3rd season later this year. But I just think this show, it had more heart too. Mm-hmm. Like that's the House of the Dragon is about the spectacle. It's about the dragons. This show has heart, and I think that's ultimately why people are enjoying it.
And it has more heart because you're following one guy who just seems kind of just like a normal dude that wants just something. And this thing, I don't know if I definitely didn't really grasp at it. It's like, what is his goal? Like, what is, like, it's not like he wants power. It's not like he wants a lordship to like live in a tower and like have servants.
Well, I think part of the confusion is that he doesn't really know himself what his goal is. Like, he's kind of just flying by the seat of his pants and rolling with the punches, and everybody else is going along with it. I mean, I love how just because he's a massive dude, everybody like kind of just like respects him, even though he doesn't talk at all. When he does talk, you can kind of tell he's uneducated, but everybody's just like, oh, okay, like, yeah, you can hang out with us, you can chill in our tent, why not? I think overall this show has done a great job at capturing the people that maybe have drifted away from Game of Thrones, and I hope that we get more of these. Like, we're going to talk a little bit about, you know, future possibilities of spin-offs, but I didn't even know I wanted this, and now that I've watched it, I want more.
Well, and that's the other thing too. It's like, I'm not fully versed of all like the characters you could do, but you know, you got thousands of years between House of Dragon and even the show in regular Game of Thrones, where yeah, you could just go tell a one-person story and be great. And you know, and that's another thing too, where it's like, do you have to keep it in the Seven Kingdoms to tell a good story within this world? Because like, you could go to the, you know, beyond the wall, or even to the other, you know, crossing the sea and tell stories over there, but would it still be the same effect? I think to capture Game of Thrones, you at least have to have a group of people that if they're going to travel somewhere else, that are, you know, the flags that we know and the families we know, because otherwise it kind of drifts away from it being more grounded in Game of Thrones world. But
yeah,
what do we see? But yeah, that another thing with this, I went into it not really knowing who Egg was. Did you figure out?
I had no idea.
And I'm trying to remember what episode it was where he says something, and I'm thinking like, is he the Mad King? That's who I thought originally, like, you know, but I was like, you know, he'd be too old to be the Mad King. But then it's like, the Mad King is his like grandson, is what that ends up being. Because that's the whole story, is Aegon becomes king, and that's like the foretelling with the gypsy that says you're going to be king one day. Right.
Some interesting stuff. I'm all in on learning more about this world and where we're going with Egg and Dunk. But yeah, I had no clue that Egg was like a Targaryen until that episode that they revealed it. I was like, oh okay, cool. I mean, like, they kind of set it up in that episode. Like, I don't feel like they don't do a lot of like breadcrumbs for the first 2-3 episodes or whatever.
They keep you. They did a good job where it's like, hey, we know we have Game of Thrones fans out there, and there's gonna be the hardcore fans that know, but like, we're gonna get the Game of Thrones people in and some other people back, and like just play it off like we don't know who this guy is. The big surprise is gonna be showing up. So I think they did a pretty good job there. But I do feel like this is and not to knock it, a very, in the sense of Game of Thrones and the grand, you know, Yoso of everything, is low effort series. You don't have to have dragons. You really don't have to have giant armies. But it's like, what do you tell in the next seasons? What stories do you go off of that make it compelling?
Yeah, that is true. I mean, along with that though, low effort, it also means like low risk. So, you know, they can produce 8 episodes of this or 8 seasons of the show. It's probably going to be cheaper than one or half an episode or half a season of House of Dragon.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like, how can you justify like, hey, why does this show that has no CGI and not a grand ensemble cast costing as much or more than House of Dragon?
Low risk, great reward.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of people are interested in getting back into Game of Thrones because of it. So I know I am. This is the first time I've been truly hyped about Game of Thrones since like the actual show was airing. I feel like. What was your score of?
I would give this a 6 out of 6. The series just was a banger for me. So this will be probably a top 6 for Stan Lee's next year.
It's got potential for sure with all the good stuff coming out this year. I don't know if it's going to make my list, but I'd give it a 5.5. It's really stinking good. I would have. They told a very good story in the 6 episodes that we got. I was a little surprised that it was only 6 episodes, but it didn't feel too cramped. It felt like it was a good pace. I don't know. It was solid. It was really stinking good. So I'm hoping for more. Can't wait. All right. Next up, we have a segment that we haven't done for a while. Minute to Pitch It. Welcome to Minute to Pitch It on the Infinity Bros podcast. So this is a segment that Zane and I came up with when we were talking Star Wars a lot last year, 2 years ago. I don't even remember when we came up with it, but you get 1 minute. I mean, I don't set a clock or anything. So, just a short is the summary. Short pitch. What would you like to see in the Game of Thrones universe? If you got your own spin-off of a TV show, what would it be about? What would you want to explore in the Game of Thrones universe?
So I'm giving, for sure, 6-8 episodes, something small, maybe limited series. We're definitely going to do a time frame where there's dragons, and maybe quite a bit of dragons, or enough. And I'm gonna cross IPs here, because this is the thing that came to my mind. We get a predator to come hunt a dragon. And that is the thing where it's like,
oh my gosh.
And maybe this is like amazing. Even a thousand years before House of Dragon, where
it's like, when dragons are like wild and like
whatever. But no, I still want like the kingdoms involving, because then it involves like, hey, something killed a dragon, and then like they have to go out and hunt the predator, and then they learn they're being hunted, and then one of those things.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Holy crap. That blows my pitch out of the water. Mine's just a boring old Game of Thrones pitch. I should have known you were going to be better at this than me. I shouldn't have done this segment with you.
Should have went first.
I should have went first.
All right, Isaac, let's hear yours. I'm thinking
okay,
like a bed and breakfast Game of Thrones show.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. Like Nicolas Cage is like a Targaryen, and no, my thing was I would love to see an anthology series with like one season, and it could be 6 episodes, because I don't think we really need more than that for each season. But like each season focuses on a different house, like great house, like Targaryens, Starks, Lannisters, Greyjoy, Tully, Arryn, Baratheon, Tyrell, Martell, all those ones for the original Game of Thrones show. I loved the interaction between those houses in that show. And I would love to see like some more influential stories of like how the houses came to be, or like what were their biggest like victories or successes. When were they the most powerful? Like if we get one season on each of those houses in a influential period of time for that house, I think that would be sweet. And you know what? We could even skip Targaryens. They basically have their own with House of Dragon. Let's do Starks. I want to see Starks. That was for sure my jam. But like all these other ones would be really fascinating to see too. But I want to see like some OG Starks like battling it out with, some of the other houses and building Winterfell and stuff like that. So it sounds a little bit lamer than a predator wreaking havoc on the 7 kingdoms, but or the 9
could
kingdoms.
Be fun. Yeah, the 9.
I don't really fully get that joke. Was it always the 7 kingdoms and then 2 more were developed and he just doesn't know about it? How does that work? I don't get it.
I don't remember off the top of my head. I just think it's funny that's kind of like
it is funny. I laughed at it, but at the same time I was like, I don't understand the context of this joke, but it's still funny. There you go. That is our minute to pitch it in the Game of Thrones universe. If you guys have a minute to pitch it, make sure you hit us up on social media at The Infinity Bros. You can check us out at theinfinitybros.com and listen to any of our podcast episodes on any major podcast platform. All right, Mark, thank you so much for joining me. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you on to talk Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Always fun to talk about anything with you and get into the weeds. Getting into the weeds with Mark. That's like a whole different podcast in and of itself. We could make like a sub podcast of getting into the weeds with Mark. Sounds like that could be our political spin-off show where we talk about all the conspiracies that you There's already a great show
have been warning us about for years.
You just go to Free the Rabbit podcast. He does a great job. He's basically, I've told Max this dude is like you just want to hear a conspiracy, and then like he does like a non-bias talk about it,
Like a deep dive into the facts and origins and stuff.
Right. And like deep dives. Like he's had like 6-part series on some of these conspiracy theories where it's just he's just giving you the context and like the history of all of it. It's great.
What was that again? Free the Rabbit?
Free the Rabbits.
And that is why Mark is the carrot distributor of the Infinity Bros universe. Mm-hmm. He gets us into the rabbit holes. All right, Infinity Bros universe, thank you so much for sticking with us. Wherever you're listening, however you're listening, thank you so much for making us a part of your podcast experience. We love you 3000. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to the Infinity Bros podcast. You can find the Infinity Bros on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube at The Infinity Bros. You can also check out our website at theinfinitybros.com for links, reviews, and sweet merch. Feel free to send us listener feedback via social media or email at infinitybrospodcast@gmail.com.